Happy Rocktober, Rockaritaville tribe. This is your hostess, Al Rock, and this is Channel Rockaritaville. And it's a little bit just past the first week in October, and I have been dying to do what I like to call a Rocktober reading because I will exploit my last name in any way possible. And what we're going to do is we're just going to take a look at the rest of October. This is my favorite month. It is my birthday month. So, what's up, Libra and Scorpio? Happy birthday to you guys this month if it's your birthday. And, just in general, fall is my favorite season. It's a time of harvesting. And a couple weeks ago, we passed over officially into fall with the fall equinox in the northern hemisphere and the spring equinox in the southern hemisphere. But, I'm a little bit more focused on the autumn aspect of things. This is also a time of year that marks the holy days, not just for the holidays for more traditional religions here in the Northern Hemisphere in the US, but also the holy days for, the religions that get a little less cover time than Christianity, shall we say. Um, and I love it. I love all of it, right? It it makes me feel connected to the world at large, and it's just a really beautiful time of the year. It also enters the dark season, right? On September 23rd, when we passed through the fall equinox, the days are getting shorter now until December, the end of December, with the winter solstice. And so now we're in the dark season, a time of hibernation, a time of kind of going within and really, taking a look at your past year, right? If you're a corporate person, it's Q4. You're digging into probably looking at what you're going to be doing for your annual review. What are you going to be focusing on? What are you finishing up? What goals are you setting for next year? It's just really kind of that kind of a vibe. And that really starts in October for me personally. And maybe it does for you as well. And for me, it has just a lot to do with, the fact that it's my birthday month and it's my solar return. And your solar return is a time when all of your planets are aligned exactly as they were on the day that you were born. Anyway, there's just a lot going on, and I'm going to do something new tonight. I am using the illustrated herbiary cards to just get some general energies for the rest of October. And then we're also going to take a look at the Everyday Witches Tarot and do kind of an October sort of Halloweenish themed. As you can see, there's some autumn harvest Halloween stuff going on. But we're going to use this cat as a guide for our reading. So I'll get into that a little bit deeper in a little bit. But really quickly about me, I am an empathic, intuitive, synchronistic reader, and I do general current energies. Energy is always cycling and recycling. And so if this reading resonates with you, then it's definitely for you. Glad you stopped by. And if it doesn't, check out some of the other readers on YouTube. You'll notice in their titles that the titles will resonate with you, right? And all different types of people are in all different types of energy, right? So somebody may be having a really rough time, perhaps going through a separation or a divorce, or somebody else might be, just getting married and starting their life and going on their honeymoon. And then there's everything in between, you guys. So follow the vibe. Follow where the vibe leads you. If it's not here, that's totally cool. Glad you stopped by. And if it is, let's get rocking and rolling. Can we just get some general, and the cards, in my pre-shuffle, the cards were jumping everywhere, both decks. And I'm excited to see what they have to say. And, interesting, because we just did the week ahead reading. Did that one come out? This is Comfrey. So this is plant medicine. The illustrated herbiary cards are. It comes with a beautifully illustrated book, and it is guidance from basically the plants. And so in this case, it's Comfrey, and Comfrey's asking you what needs mending for the month of October. And we'll dig into that a little bit more here, but I want to continue to get a few more general energy cards. What do we have for the month of October? General collective reading, please. What energies do we have in October? Oh, Daisy's back. So Daisy was in the last reading she featured. So welcome back. And let's see, what else do we have? What else for October? Apple, forbidden fruit. So we'll pause right there and take a look at these. What needs mending in regards to comfrey? What I'm really getting here is what's sticking out for me are the wings here on the butterfly, and how they're kind of just not fully intact, right? And there's something in your life, perhaps a situation, perhaps a relationship, professionally or personally, but I really feel like someone's gone within, and because there's been a rupture or some kind of damage that's happened between you and potentially somebody that you love. And this is a time during the month of October, especially with retrograde coming in on, what is that, October 31st, I think on Halloween. I know the pre-shadow starts on the 11th, but Mercury retrograde's coming in, and that's a time of, looking back, right? Of potentially difficult communications, things like that. And so this is a time when there are planets in retrograde, that things from the past come back up to be healed. And so something is coming up for you in the month of October that wants to be healed. What else do you have to say? So we also have Daisy, who was in the week ahead reading that was posted on Monday. Daisy talks about being authentic and true to who you are. And this particular plant medicine, Daisy comes from a group of plants that are really famous, echinacea, chamomile, and Daisy's really all about your own individuality, right? So with expressing your individuality, you're shedding a skin, right? With the apple here, I love the apple. Oh my gosh. As a woman, I just have, I'm gonna do it. What the hell? It's Rockaritaville. It's my channel. I'm on here for a good time, and all opinions are welcome. We don't dog people's opinions, but I love the apple. I love the forbidden fruit and the concept of the fruit of knowledge, and the fact that as we as humans expand our consciousness and, bite into that big, juicy red apple and eat of the fruit of knowledge, that we begin to expand into something bigger than what we once were. And, you can see here that there's the shedding of the skin. And what I'm being drawn to is, the cocoon that you start in, and really, the butterfly is born, right? And then while the butterfly has a shorter lifespan, The snake has a longer one, right? It's a lifespan that continues to recycle itself. It's the letting go and the shedding of old skin and things that no longer work for you because you have eaten from the fruit of knowledge. You know better and you choose higher for yourself. And that's part of expressing your individuality. So there's definitely a real theme here in regards to just really coming into a new aspect of yourself this month. And with the theme of the month, with it being autumn, fresh into autumn, and the harvesting and all of those things, it's really talks to me about a cycle of death and rebirth. And that seems to me what's happening right now is you're getting the opportunity to go back and potentially heal old hurts or just things that no longer work in your life, right? Maybe what needs mending is that you get a new gas station, right? Maybe you don't like the attendant at the gas station that you stop and get your morning coffee from. And so, you decide to go across the street. Whatever it is, whether it's the absolutely mundane and super simple mending or the far more complex mending of perhaps a damaged relationship or a rupture in a work relationship, or maybe you had a fight with a sibling or something along those lines. But there's something here that's coming up to be healed. And the fruit of knowledge is going to, well, first of all, it's important to remember that everything that you have is already inside you. And the fruit of knowledge allows you the access to that. So as you begin to understand and resonate with what's true for you, you can mend and heal your relationships and be yourself in a more authentic way by accepting responsibility for who you are and for what you want, and for knowing that your truth doesn't have to be the same as somebody else's truth. You are the one that has to stand up for that. And when you teach people how to treat you, you will begin to get those results in regards to being yourself and healing relationships. If a relationship doesn't look the way that you want it to look, you can change. And the people who want to change with you will honor that in you and support it. And if they don't want to change with you, then they tend to fall away. So this is a time for you to really be yourself, be authentically you, dig into what you stand for, eat of that fruit of knowledge, be the Eve, be proud of who you are, be unapologetically you, and mend your relationships and whatever hurts have been on your heart. Now, I feel like I want to read from the book for comfrey here. So let's take a look. All right. So from the Herbiary book, it reads, Comfrey loves to mend. Skin, bones, soil. There's so much to do. She dives deep, magicking molecules, rebuilding broken chains, restacking cells into tissue, and tissue into muscle. This is joyous work for Comfrey, so she tends to work quickly, sometimes too quickly. Her boldness can border on recklessness, and in her mad scientist exuberance, she can get ahead of herself and forget first steps. Comfrey is a reminder to work systematically, starting with the deepest layers and working your way out. Even creative endeavors need to be built on a solid foundation. If Comfrey appears, ask what needs mending and then pause to assess and plan before diving in. So that's really beautiful. That really kind of speaks to what we're talking about. It's it's a cycle in your life. It's a season. And as you mend, this may be, you know, whatever it is you're mending in your life, whether it be a relationship, a job, something with your children, only you know that. You'll resonate with where there's something in your life that maybe needs to be repaired. Take your time. You don't need to jump right into it. Think about how you want to mend it. How do you want to be yourself in whatever relationship that you're showing up for and that you're trying to heal? And, just be gentle with yourself is really what's coming through. So, definitely some powerful medicine coming from the herbs tonight. And I am ready to jump over to the Everyday Witches cards. So let's go take a peek here. We'll leave these up here. So the way the cat works here, let me explain while I shuffle, is the cat is actually going to be a guide for us. So we're asking some questions for the month of October in regards to, and this is how we're going to use it. We're asking what you have your sights set on, what's on your mind, what does your heart have to say, what are you walking towards, what are you walking away from. And we know that the tail is a very expressive way of communication with animals. And in this case, we've got curly tail here. So we're going to ask what you're wrapping yourself in. And then we are going full bore because this is how we roll. We're going to check, we're going to go under the backside. We're going to go under the tail and see what the cat box message is, because life is life. And we all get dealt a hand on occasion. So we're going to get some advice about what to do when we have a cat box moment. So we're going to shuffle a little bit. What do we have for October? And we're going to start with, for you, the viewer, what is in your sights for the month? Oh, okay. So Temperance hopped out. Temperance is really speaks to finding balance. And I love it because she has one eye open and one eye closed. So in regards to what you have in your sights, you're really looking at something to be balanced in a greater way, whatever that is. Perhaps that's your work life and home life balance. You can see here she has a laptop, and or perhaps it is balancing your diet, especially with the holidays coming up, starting off with the Candy Central holiday of Halloween on the 31st. So you can see here that she's also got, some cupcakes and a martini. And then over here, she also has carrots and it looks like maybe just a glass of ice water. She has a journal as opposed to her laptop. And she's doing the tree pose, the yoga tree pose with namaste in front of her heart, which namaste, of course, is the divine light in me sees the divine light in you. So whatever's happening here, you have your sights set on finding something that's well balanced, really digging into what that recipe is. And to me, that recipe kind of came out in regards to your general cards. Your recipe is to be yourself, to mend those broken relationships or those maybe those little hurts or those things that you said that you didn't mean to say, or maybe even the things you wanted to say and didn't say. Maybe that's your invitation. But whatever there is, there's balance within all of that. And only you know what that is. So you definitely have your sights set on tempering a situation and finding the right recipe to make it healthy. So let's see here. The incense is done burning, so let's get that out of the way. And then we have our charms. I'm not sure if I'm going to get to the charms tonight. I'd like to, but we'll we'll take a look because that'll probably be a second episode. So we'll see about that. So you still can't see that, can you? So we're just going to put that over his eyes right now. And let's find out what is on your mind for the month of October. Or, oh, no, wait, I'm exploiting my name. Rocktober. What's happening? What's on your mind for Rocktober, please? What's on your mind? We know you have balance and temperance in your sights. What's on your mind? Let's grab that one. Oh, okay. So it looks like maybe somebody's left you behind, or that you're leaving somebody behind. We have here the witch with a younger, um, just a younger person. So maybe there's somebody younger involved in this, a child perhaps. But whatever it is, you're feeling, left out in the cold, and that's on your mind. That you're seeking sanctuary and solitude, and perhaps this home is a place where you're hoping to receive it. Maybe this home back here that's lit is the one that you're seeking, and that you've left something. Perhaps that's the balance that you're trying to find. So yeah, so you have your mind on just kind of feeling left out in the cold, and some changes that have happened, where you aren't entirely, well, you aren't inside and you aren't warm and cozy about it. That much I know. And what I'm now seeing in this art is the smoke. And so I don't know if perhaps I feel like a signal is being sent up, and that maybe this person has followed a signal here. Traditionally, this is really a left out in the cold card. Just really leaving a situation that isn't for your highest, and but the smoke signals, there's whatever it is that you're leaving, there's someplace safe for you to go. And perhaps that's what's on your mind. And again, this is a general reading, so it's not going to be for everybody, and there can be multiple aspects and ways to look at that. But for me, the way that I'm reading the art is a smoke signal's been sent up. What's on your mind is that you're following it, and perhaps there's children involved with it, but it's a journey. And, as we talk about cycles, which we've been doing since the start of this message for you tonight, this is a winter cycle. This is cold. This is everything is, there's nothing on the branches. Everything is dead. There's no place to go but spring. So whatever this is part of a cycle for you, and a cycle that's likely coming to a close. So, or if it's not coming to a close, it's being tempered, it's being balanced for you. So that's beautiful. So let's see. So what does your heart want to say this October? What does your heart have to say? What's on your heart this October? Maybe something that you're feeling passionate about. A deep desire. What's on your heart for October? What's on your heart for October? Man, they were just jumping everywhere earlier when I was doing the pre-shuffle. Now they're being quiet. Grab this one. Oh, the Hanged Man. So you're definitely looking at things from a new point of view. The Hanged Man is new perspectives. It's the fruit of knowledge. It's the forbidden fruit, perhaps. Whatever it is, you're feeling really locked up about it. His broom is caught in the branch of a tree. He's locked up. He's chained up. But what you see here is, do you see that key in his hand? Everything that you need to set yourself free, you already have inside of you. This is knowledge that you already have. You are shedding a skin. Something is being left behind. It's being balanced. And you're thinking about it, right? What needs mending? You are really you're putting your thought and your heart into that. So when you're ready to use that key to unlock yourself and maybe get rid of that little head rush and start seeing things from a different point of view, maybe right side up. The card is in the upright position, but what I'm saying is, that you're getting out of that upside down, confused position. I think that you already know, if this is resonating with you, what it is that you want to heal, and I think that you're looking at multiple perspectives on how to do that. So that's really beautiful. So that's what's on your heart. Now let's find out, what are you walking towards? So what is Rockaritaville tribe walking towards in the month of October? Rockaritaville tribe, what are they walking towards this October? New beginnings. This is the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands really speaks to that new path. And you have guidance on your path. You're looking, so okay, so you've got divine guidance coming in, because I see a road here. There's a path here, there's a path here, and this little cat's mouth is, can you see that? The cat's mouth is open and he's like, hey, this way. And you're thinking about it, right? You've got magic in your wand. You have everything that you need. You've got your broom. You've got your little bag. The Page of Wands is really kind of a place of starting from the beginning. It's almost coming through to me as a little bit of of the Fool card, where it's taking those risks and really trusting in yourself to move forward. So whatever it is that you've walked away from, you have a lighter spirit about where you're going, but I think you're having a really kind of a difficult time trusting yourself, because you're over here, you're almost like in negotiations with the cat, or the cat's in negotiations with you. Um, Kind of rolling there, right? So you've got advice coming in, you've got people on your side that are trying to help you, and you've got a new path ahead of you. Finding the courage and the comfort to walk it is part of your journey this October. So the next question is, what are you walking away from? And I didn't even get it out before the card popped. The card that popped is the Three of Swords. You're walking away from heartbreak, baby. So whatever this is that you're leaving, whether it's just a highly dissatisfying job, a highly dissatisfying romantic relationship, or perhaps it's a family relationship, whatever it is, there's been some serious heartbreak involved in it for you, and you're walking away from it. One of the things that you can do because you're not walking away to go back, you're walking away to start fresh. Or perhaps you're looking at going, maybe one of these paths is going back to this, and your guidance is asking you to consider otherwise. You always have free choice. Anybody can do what they want to do at any given time. It's a true story. I remember many times in my life where I said, I don't have a choice, I don't have a choice. And I always had a choice. It was just the hard choice, right? So one of the ways that you can heal and mend your heart, I really, this is just screaming journaling. You've probably been staying up at nights. You've probably been, we're seeing some worry here, probably with the hangman and the Five of Pentacles and, being left out in the cold and needing to find that balance and that temperance. Um, so you're walking away from heartache and you're walking towards something new this October. And your authenticity, the fruit of knowledge, finding out what you want to heal in that, looking at things from a new point of view, being willing to consider new paths and stay balanced are all ways in which those are going to be achieved. So, what are you wrapping yourself in this October? And that came out in reverse. It is the Ace of Cups. Abundance. That is overflow. So, what it is that you're wrapping yourself. So let me look at the art. Why did you come in reverse? So abundance is waiting for you, and I don't know that you think that you deserve it. Um, I'm just getting this swirl around the head here massively. And, what this card is actually saying is your cup runneth over, right? Look, the cat's drinking from the overflow of the cup. New plant life here is growing from it. Like all is well in the upright position. And I don't normally read in the reverse position, but if the energy asks me to, um, you, I would really say, would invite you to get out of your head here and really be grateful for everything that you have. You are fully abundant. You have everything that you need, even if it feels scary. And, this might be a younger person. This might be a complete do over. Maybe this is a complete total divorce where you're having to leave the house behind. You're having to, you're having, you're having a do over. You're having a reset of some sort. And in the reverse position, I believe there's some fear around this, and that maybe you don't have enough. And what you actually have is you're fully abundant and you're fully guided. So dig into this fruit of knowledge here. Dig into your inner apple and eat from that and see what you have, because you are surrounded with abundance all around you. And we're running up on 33 minutes. I'm going to let it run. Let's see, we'll shuffle. We're going to let it run and see if it cuts me off at 33. If it does, there will be an episode 2. So I'm just going to shuffle right now until we pass through 33 minutes. So our next question is cat box. So when the shit hits the fan, what's your advice? What's the cat box advice when things potentially go crappy?